Hey, y'all know I have to hear me some neo soul, some smooth jazz, or something to get this roll on the show. Guys, we're winding down. This is the first of the last three shows for this season of It's Consulting Time. Many of you know that I will be taking a hiatus beginning on April 22nd. So I definitely want you to stay tuned for what is forthcoming because there are going to be a lot of things happening, a lot of changes being made, and all for the best. All right, all for the best. So this evening, we are fortunate to have two amazing ladies. And the first young lady of the evening, she's kind of near and dear to me because she hails from Orangeburg County, South Carolina, and y'all know my South Carolinian roots from on my dad's side of the family. So I definitely love and embrace anybody that graces the platform from the great state of South Carolina. And so I want to bring Miss Brittney Tate out, and we're gonna spend a few minutes just kind of chit chatting about what Miss Brittney Tate has going on. So Brittney, let everybody know who you are and what you are doing out here in these streets.
So, of course, my name is Brittney Tate. As she has said, I am from the great Orangeburg, South Carolina. I am an author. I am a mentor. I am a kingdom ambassador. I am whoever I need to be in the hour. So that is who I have a mentorship by Brittney Tate Youth Mentorship. I have a nonprofit. I am Lavish Foundation, and I am an author of several books. So I'm all of what I gotta be in the hour.
Yes. So Brittney, one of the things that I identified with, I'm going to say, when I was reading your bio is that you saw a need in your community and you went after it. And I was like, you know what? This is my little baby sister right here. We might be cousins for real
Right.
or something. So, talk to us about how old you were when you saw that need and how you started your journey of being a missionary.
um, I was about 18, and I first started it off with hair salons. I had 3 hair salons in the Orangeburg counties. And I just knew that was my niche. I knew that was what God had called me to because my hair salons was catered to the less fortunate. We served the community just as if we were doing any and everything, down to feeding the community, down to Thanksgiving feedings, um whatever you name it, we did it. So I thought it was with the hair salons at 18. I had 3, and then I took a sabbatical, and I just started really just seeking what all I needed to do. God started leading me to, just do more community service, not outside of the hair salons. Give back to your
Mm-hmm.
community, give back, give back. So then I started with doing that. Then I said, well, God, every time I do a thing, I do it mostly around the youth. So then, as I went with the youth, it just blew up real quick. So even within the youth, I still do community service. I still give back to my community. I teach them that in order to be a leader, you have to serve. So how do you serve, Miss
Ooh.
Brittney? We give back to our communities, our fellow family and friends. So whatever we got to do, we get out in these streets and we do community prayers. We do feedings. We do a Sundays with Brittney Tate. So we give back ice cream Sundays on one Sunday a month, but we go in a low income area and I feed the whole community. I get a grill man to come out. We get a DJ going, and we have us a really good time. One Saturday of the month. So I teach the kids. Well, they love the ice cream and sprinkles. So I find a way to get them involved, and I teach them. And in order to be a leader, you got to serve. Who you serving? They know that, Miss
Listen,
Brittney. Who
girl,
you
girl,
serving
you
today?
better tell it. You better tell it, honey. Say it one more time. You cannot be a leader if you don't serve. Let me find out.
Right.
Okay.
So I try my best to make sure that I put my best foot forward in serving. Right. So serving
Okay.
has just been a thing that I like to do. Often people call it giving back, but I call it serving.
Oh, you know what, girl? And I hear it too, honey. I know where you was raised at, girl. You are a servant leader. Do you
Right.
understand what I'm saying? I already know. We don't even have to explain it. We do not have to explain it
Mm,
because it is already understood. So, all right, Brittney,
all
walk
right.
us into I Am Lavish Foundation.
So I Am Lavish Foundation is a nonprofit here in the South Carolina area that serves all individuals. Rather, we have many programs, many arms. So we can start with
Okay.
saying that we have lavish scholars. We started with lavish scholars and now turned into the Brittney Lachey Youth Mentorship. So it was an arm to the nonprofit, but all that does is like it caters to all individuals' literacy, such as GED, high school diplomas. And then we had the salon area still. So that was another arm to the nonprofit. So we basically serve the low income areas of the Orangeburg areas in many different ways: educational, financially, just any way that we need counseling, any way
Yes.
that we can fit in to help get the community help. It serves all individuals. So that means children, boys, girls, men, women, you name it, everything but your pets.
You know what, guys? If you just checking in, I am rocking out with Miss Brittney Lachey. She is a missionary, right? She is a servant leader. She is truly a champion for, you already know, Christ. She is a
Amen.
C4C. And it oh my God, it exudes through your presentation of your entity. So Brittney, what are some of the obstacles though that you have faced when you are working on this initiative? Because everyone wants a 501c3, everybody wants a nonprofit, but people don't really talk about what you have to do to cultivate, create, and maintain a 501c3.
Come on, cultivate and maintain. I will definitely tell you that one of my obstacles is finances. Oftentimes people start a nonprofit thinking that you're gonna get a grant the next day, and that's not how things work. It's like you are innocent till proven. You have to prove yourself. It's like, can I borrow something? Do you have good credit? Have you been doing this for a while? So you have to use good wisdom when you're in a nonprofit. I always like to tell people, use what you got so you can get what you want. And oftentimes I use what's amongst me to serve. So that means that if I got my cousin Ray Ray, who's a DJ, and I got a word from God, sometimes that's all people need is that encouragement. Don't so use what you got until you get what you want. You're not gonna have the school right away. You're not gonna have the bus right away. You're not gonna be able to maybe don't sponsor 50 kids right away. So I use what I have until God grants me access into like grants and all of those major brand, those what they call them grand things. So if I had to tell you any obstacle thing that I had that could always stop me and hurdle me, is always financially. Because I like to tell you, last month we served 400 people with $157. So,
Woo!
if God can do it with a loaf of bread, I'm a witness to him really providing. When I even in the community, they were so grateful. They were saying,
Yes.
"Oh, well, I just bought some bread. Oh, well, I got 2 packs of hot dogs, and all I did was bought the grill. But of course, I took
Yes.
3 boxes of leg quarters out there because y'all know leg quarters $28. So at the end of the day, it was just easy. It made it easy when you're in God's will. You get what I'm saying? So if you remain in God's will, ain't no obstacle too big, especially when
That's
you're doing
it.
it in His will with what you got, and until you get what you want.
Listen, girl, let me tell you something. This confirmation and all of that, because my philosophy is you better operate in need and not want. You gotta
Amen.
focus on the things that you need, and he will give you desires of your heart. But then
Yes.
sometimes you get them desires of your heart and you realize that ain't what I wanted for real.
Amen.
So, oh
That's
my
right.
gosh, Brittney, you are such a jewel. And you know what? There are some grant writers under the sound of our voices and things of that nature. So, guys, hit me up so that we can definitely help Miss Brittney Lachey. Because Brittney, we want to do what we can to support you and help
Thank
you
you.
get what you need. You're doing something magnificent. And you know, the interesting
Amen.
thing about it is when you're serving and you're serving as a common everyday individual, oh, it's not pretty, it's not glamorous, so the masses don't come. But I do
Oh
decree and
yes.
declare that the masses will come and
Hey
support you,
God.
and that there is
Amen.
somebody in that South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia area that will tap into what you're doing and will sow into what you're doing, right?
Amen.
So
I
that it can
receive
be
it.
broadened.
Yes, God.
Absolutely. 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 So, Brittney, you also have a curriculum with the mentorship program. And I know that the Brittney Lachey Youth Mentorship Program, it focuses on building generational wealth using biblical principles. So you're working with youth 7 and up. But tell us about the 3-part curriculum, Ready, Set, Go.
So the three-part curriculum Ready Set Go is basically built for our summit. But in our curriculum, we offer services such as, cursive handwriting. I declare that every child come under Brittany Lachey, art, they're going to be able to write a check. But if we're not teaching them financial literacy, such as how to write a check, then they'll never know. Because cursive, to write that check, to seal the deal, you got to sign it, right? But they're taking things out of the schoolhouse, such as cursive handwriting. So we have things such as that. We have sound language. We have that's some of the, and then when you're done with all of these things, such as how to walk, how to talk, how to dress, how to set the table, how to grocery shop, how to start. So even we partner with a bank here in our local
Yeah.
town called CPM Bank. This Tuesday and Thursday, I'll be there, and the kids get to come in as long as they're signing up or signed up with Brittany Lachey Youth Mentorship. I open their bank account. So the thing is that we teach them that I done showed you how to live your lifestyle. I done showed you how to maintain it by keeping your literacy. Now I want you to become an entrepreneur. So the last step that the step that I would call it is go, which means you get to become an entrepreneur or you get to become a author. So I publish all of the children's books for free. So and I go out and I like to tell them when I can't get grants ain't helping us, but sponsors and donors do. So that's where I go out and I go get the help for the low income kids who want to become that author. Because when they dead and gone, nothing else speaks for you but that book. I done read plenty authors who done gone, but I try to show them generational wealth. What are you gonna do after you write the book?
Mm.
Like Ryan, I'm at his track meet right now, and he's not only an author, he sold 522 books. But now he's working on building stocks. Then we got Brian, who done wrote his book, done sold over 1,000 copies, and now done bought his first building in Colombia with his stocks. So these are the things that I
Mm.
instilled in the kids. They got things I'm praying before the Lord for, and I'm teaching. So this is what the getting you ready is your literacy. Ready, set, and what is set, and your lifestyle skills. What is go? Your entrepreneur skills, ways to make income, ways to keep all of that to flow, and that's what ready, set, go is, along with our summit.
Oh wow. Brittney, this is amazing. And I love your quote. I was born to serve. I love the fact that God uses how I overcame my struggles
Yeah.
to inspire the youth. Empowering them empowers me. And Brittney, you have truly empowered me and blessed my soul coming on the platform tonight. It's not often that someone as young and vibrant as yourself is openly, blatantly, directly professing the name of Jesus Christ, letting people know that He is the front and center and the source and sustainer of all things in your life. And I love every minute of it. So, Brittney, let everybody know how they can contact you, where they can find you, and how they can make a contribution. I think we froze. Miss Brittney, can you hear me?
So you can all find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Brittney L. Holman, or you can find our mentorship group at Brittney Lachey Youth Mentorship, or even the I Am Lavish Foundation. Type any of those names in. That's how you find us. Or by our website, www.brittneylachey.com. We take all form. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, 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 yes.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, baby.
What
So,
about
Miss
okay? So yeah, I
Brittney,
was just saying. So those are all the ways at Facebook Live and excuse me, Facebook, Instagram, and of course Cash App, Pay. Okay, so yeah, that's how y'all find me, and that's how y'all locate me and make donations.
absolutely. Well, Miss Brittney, we thank you so much for coming aboard and just talking with us tonight, enlightening us on your platform. Trust and believe I will have you back again and again. I love every single minute of it. So, Mr. Willis, thank you so much for setting this up. Brittney, tap in, because we got work to do, baby. Thank you for being here. All right, y'all already know. Y'all already know. I really definitely enjoyed Miss Brittney. She is super spectacular. Guys, sow a seed. All I'm saying is go find her and sow a seed, Miss Brittney Holman, because it's not every day that you find a young woman that's really out here serving. Serving. Because there's a difference between working, volunteering, and serving. Because, see, a lot of times we volunteer for a photo op. Now, let's just be real. Y'all do what y'all can, but I do what I want. I know y'all don't like it, but you do. You volunteer for a photo opportunity. But this kid is out here serving her community needlessly and unselfishly. And so I want you to know that we support you. We support you. All righty. So we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we are now going to speak with someone who is amazing in her own right, right? So, first of all, when I saw the title of her book, I was like, you know what? I can't wait to talk to her because I already know she coming with some fire. So I want you to meet the authoress, because y'all know I don't like author for women, the authoress of Resilient as Fuck. Hey, gorgeous.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing very, very, very well. I'm so glad you are here. Thank you so much for being a beacon light on health and wellness, as well as releasing your new book. And so a week ago, you released this book that we're going to talk about tonight. But first and foremost, tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
Okay, so I am just a country girl from Mississippi. I'm full-time military currently and entrepreneur, health and wellness coach. New title, I am an author now. And, just been in the game for a long time. I was a personal trainer for 17 years. So now I'm tapping into, coaching and wellness and things like that.
All righty. Now, okay, let's go back. So you full-time military. So first and foremost, we thank you for your service. We appreciate you. And you look great. So let's talk about being a health and wellness coach. When did that journey begin?
So it began, 2000, and I started doing fitness competitions first. So I started competing. I was approached and by the guy that was my trainer for a long time and asked me to compete. And from there, I started. People started asking me questions about, hey, do you work out? Are you a trainer? And I wasn't a trainer at the time. I was just training for competitions. So I was like, I could be on to something, with this. So I went and got my certification in 2006. Yep, became a trainer, and it's been downhill from there.
Wow. So now, I guess training, fitness, health, and wellness. But your book talks about coaching, it talks about motivation, it talks about kind of getting over and getting through. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you kind of had to hone before you got to the point where you were ready to really go full force.
Okay. So I don't even know where to start. So I'm a very private person, and in my years of just training, I deal with a lot of women that go through a lot of issues, men, women, everything. So when you are a trainer, coach, whatever the case may be, you really get to get personable with your clients, because there are days they come in, self-esteem is not there, they're experiencing things at home, and you're the person that they're talking to. So I found myself just constantly speaking live, motivating, like hearing people out, just guiding them. And I'm like, I'm giving them all this guidance, but I'm still living a life. And my life was just kind of like, I deal with things internally. Like I could be going through the worst situation ever. You would never know. You would never have a clue. You always say you need to check on your strong people. I was always that one that felt like, and I guess I was just conditioned, felt like that I just needed to just handle my business. I didn't need to tell anybody what was going on with me. I didn't need to sit on anybody's couch, which now I found out later that therapy is everything. But growing up, I was conditioned to just help other people. So that was my thing. So it just transitioned into years and years and years. So I just took on the title as a coach, but I've been coaching from the beginning. So I just really kind of just really tapped into it and say, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's no longer about the outside, the physical, because the inside is, if it's not right, nothing is going to matter, because there is no health without mental health.
Woo! Guys, did you hear that? There is no health without mental health. And realistically, let me tell you something. If you're just checking in, you just missed the most valuable presentation of information you have ever heard in your life, because what you said is so significant, and it stamps the culture we live in, or the culture we were raised in. Because I think I have to believe that millennials demystified and debunked that therapy thing. You get what I'm saying? So many of us decided to go into therapy, whether we're working on the community-based side, whether we're working as a private psychotherapist, or whether we're on the case management side of things. We decided to get in there so that there were more people that looked like us talking to us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so glad that you spoke to that. So now that you've spoken to that, you realized, okay, there's nothing really wrong with me, but there are things I need to address, hone, and strengthen.
Yes.
And now that I've addressed, honed, and strengthened it, now I'm going to help you become resilient as fuck.
Yes.
So let's talk about resilient as fuck, how to fight for what you deserve. Tell us a little bit about how you cultivated this product and what it means to you.
So this means a lot to me. And whenever I have my clients, when I do my consultation, and before I even take on anybody, I'm always asking them what's their why. Why are you doing this? What is your purpose? What is your meaning behind this? If you don't have a purpose in anything you're doing, you're not gonna complete it. You have to have a purpose and not just be, twiddling your thumbs and just running in a circle. So it dawned on me, and somebody asked me before I was doing another interview, and they asked me what was my why. And that kind of like knocked my feet off, because nobody has ever asked me what was my why. And I knew what my why was, but I wasn't ready to vocally say it, because I deal with a lot of things that I have going on. And I know internally why I'm so determined, why I have this drive, but I just never let the world know. So I was like, wow. But I really wasn't even ready to answer it at that moment. So, it took me a while, and things, I meditated and I pondered over it for a while. And I was like, just thinking, I was like, I got a story to tell. I got things that people are going through, I'm coaching them through. But what do I look like coaching them through something? And they're like, have you ever been through anything? Because from the outside looking in, you know nothing about me. You know, as far as you know, I'm just this person that's always motivated, that's always uplifting, that never, you know, every time you see me, I'm in a positive state of mind. But I'm your coach. Can I relate to you? You know what I mean? Do I go through things? Like, am I open to exposing what's really going on with me if I can help another person? So I had to get to that point where I had to ask God to use me as you see fit. And once he opened that door, this big, huge step that I'm taking is putting this book out there. And once it's up, it's stuck. So it is what it is.
Oh, okay. So it's stuck. It's stuck now.
It's stuck.
The title alone gave me so much life. And you know, a lot of people don't understand, just like you said, that when you are in a coaching capacity and when all you've known your entire life is taking care of other people, you don't know how to do anything else.
That's it.
And a lot of times people don't realize that these expectations aren't placed on us necessarily by other people. They're environmental in nature. Like Brittney said earlier, she saw a need, she had to fulfill it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these needs that we're trying to fulfill is merely because of something that we've either needed fulfilled, or sometimes just the opposite. If you saw service all your life, that's all you're going to know.
Absolutely.
And you're going to serve even in the situations where you probably need to sit your tail down and get some rest. But we'll say that for another day. So what would you say are the 3 major takeaways in Resilient as Fuck?
So the 3 major takeaways is, I know I talk about different chapters about you don't have to be who you grew up to be. Like, your environment doesn't have to define you. You know what I mean? Just because you grew up this way doesn't mean this is how your life has to be. And another takeaway will be, you are the company that you keep. Who you surround yourself with is who you are going to become, right? That's the third thing. And the other one, and I always kind of try to chime in on like health and things like that. It's about taking care of yourself and just understanding that your body is going to shut down if you don't. You know, I don't want to give away too many nuggets in the book because there's some real juicy stuff in there. But that's one of the main things. Basically, even at this point in your life, being mindful of who you let in your space, who you let enter into your world, because you have the right to say no, that I'm not letting you in. Even if they used to be in, setting boundaries to say, this is not healthy for me. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't look good. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I had a cousin that was killed because she didn't set boundaries. You know, she was in this relationship and it got to the point where she ended up losing her life because of the boundaries she did not set for that. And certain people, when you see signs and you know things are not right, you have to listen at some point. Otherwise, you're going to leave a child here without a mother. You know, so there's a lot of lessons in my book that I talk about. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. And those are some of the main points that at the end of it is about me sharing my journey. It's not about me. What I've done in my past and my journey is no longer about me. It's about now. How can I use that to help someone else along the way?
Guys, listen, I don't know if you've been watching for the entirety of both of these conversations, but you know, DeBlair is saying to you, get it right. Get it right before it's too late now. Ladies and gentlemen, Resilient as Fuck is a book that you need to go ahead and order. It's available now. Pre-order started last week, right? Mm-hmm. please understand that there is a time and a place for everything. To everything, there's a season. A time to grow, a time to be born, a time to die. And I think that from what I'm hearing from you, Resilient as Fuck is that book that will put you in a position to understand the forms of death, the importance, the acceptance thereof, and why death is necessary. And see, those of you that are surface are thinking about that physical death. But when I hear you speak, and when I look at that title, what I hear is Resilient as Fuck, how to fight for what you deserve. What that says to me is how to fight for life beyond the physical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because everything that you're saying comes from a place of growth, struggle, and determination. Because you can't have one without the other.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that think they don't struggle, there's something wrong. We all struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how we work through it. And that's what you've given to me here. And I know that's what I'm going to read in Resilient as Fuck. What's next, though? Because you can't stop here.
No, absolutely not. I actually have a conference September 16th. It's called Resilient AF. It's a conference on September 16th in Atlanta, Georgia. Registration will be available when the book launches on June 1st. So you will be able to register for the conference in Atlanta, Georgia. So first 75 people, it's going to be a small conference because I want it to be very intimate. I have some heavy hitters that's going to be a part of the conference. I don't want to give their names out because I don't want people to register just because they're coming, you know? So I want to make sure you set your calendars because I'm only taking 75. Like I won't take any more. It's going to be very intimate. You will leave there a different person. I promise you.
Yes.
You will come there very, very, very anxious and ready, and you will leave there getting everything you came for.
Guys, listen. I'm ready as we speak. Look, I'm over here listening to you, and at the same time over here trying to like, okay, where do I click to order this? Okay, let me see. Text Resilient as Fuck to 770-685-6709. I'm over here trying to find it. Definitely, thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation and the authenticity and who you are. I say this all the time. Everybody want to get all made up and all dolled up and come out here and show their face, but that's not who you are. I love the fact that you came out here unapologetically, authentically you, and as beautiful as you can be, and so determined. We definitely appreciate you here. Please let everybody know where they can find you on social media and how they can get the book.
Yeah, so you can go to my website right now and pre-order the book at www.8figured.com. And also you can follow me on Instagram at I am DeBlair. Can you put the community? There we go. If you want to stay up to date with everything that I have going on, go ahead and join my community. Text Resilient AF to 770-685-6709. You won't miss a beat if you join in, baby.
Absolutely. And guys, I'm going to put the Instagram up so you can get her Instagram. But guys, for real, make sure you check in. I am DeBlair. Guys, this is DeBlair Tate, health and wellness coach, celebrity fitness trainer, service woman, baby. Service woman, instructor, coach, trainer, all of that. She getting every bag. And she getting sustainable bags. Don't you forget it. But anyway, I got to throw some. Every chance I get, I got to throw. But, no, seriously, DeBlair, thank you so much. Shout out to the IPY agency for this spectacular connection with this amazing woman.
Yes.
Who really has another woman with the spirit to serve. And I really cannot wait till September 16th to have an opportunity to commune and convene with you.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
having me. Your energy is everything.
Oh, thank you. No problem. No problem. Like you said, sometimes even when you're going through, you got to push through.
Okay.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, DeBlair. And we will see you in what, about 5 months?
Yes, yes.
All
Looking forward to
righty.
it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, from Miss Brittney Holman all the way to Miss DeBlair Tate, this was a necessary conversation. Service, 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 but resilience. Let's talk more resilience as we move into the summer months. It's your girl, Lily Mae. It's consulting time. Remember, we're always bringing you leaders, innovators, visionaries, and only for joy, jewels, and justice. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen.